Squatters are selling a woman's belongings. I'm going to read the super chat shortly. We're going to get to it. Squatters is out here selling people belongings and taking over their houses. These migrant squatters, some of them is migrant squatters also. But make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications, man. Let's end it with this.
All right, picture this. You take a trip out of town only to get a phone call saying someone has moved into your home and sold your personal belongings in a yard sale and turned your house into a trap house, AKA a drug den.
Thank you, ma'am, for educating us on what a trap house is.
That is what our next guest says happened to her. Terri Boyette left Texas to go to Florida to take care of her sick mom. Then her neighbor called her and said a squatter had made themselves at home in her home. Terri says she called the police, but they told her the squatter had been there for more than 10 days now, so she would have to formally evict them. And so she did, but that eviction process took, get this, 8 months. And this is what she found when she finally got her home back.
This lovely pile of trash instead. Yeah, that's a brand new mattress, or it was when I bought it last year. Here's where I used to have a refrigerator. Yeah, and then here's my kitchen, which is now apparently a junk room.
Yeah, they took her refrigerator and her washer and her dryer. And that's only a small slice of this domestic disaster. Terri says a lot of belongings were sold by the squatter at either a yard sale or online. Terri Boyette joins us now. Terri, thanks so much. What a nightmare.
That's crazy.
These people who moved into your house, you had hired them to renovate and paint your home. What happened?
I had hired them to do some painting and renovating and trying to get the home ready. I was going to bring my mother back to stay with me.
See? Y'all was off. Y'all tried to predict it and y'all was off. In the chat, y'all said, oh, no, you got to get a security system, sis, and all of this stuff. Well, she hired them. She hired them to renovate the home so that she can then bring her mother back that she went to go take care of while she was gone. And then they made themselves comfortable and cozy at the crib, which set off no red flags. Think about it. It set off no red flags because they were supposed to be there taking care of the home. Then they get in there. They live for free for 8 months. You can't even get it evicted because we got so much red tape in the legislative process. It's so trash. And they sell your stuff. They steal and sell your stuff before they go. So they live for free and they make money from it. And they sold your stuff. And it ain't nothing you can do about it. This is disrespectful. This is beyond egregious. This is beyond disrespectful. This is something else. I don't even know how you make sense of it. How do these laws exist to where, man, God, I don't know what the heck is going on. 8 months and they sold your stuff?
And I was going to be gone about 3 weeks. And I told them, hey, stop work. Nobody's going to be over at the house.
Man.
And apparently one of the guys broke in and then decided to rent it out to other people who were using drugs or breaking the law. Sold all of my items, my dining room table, TV,
that's crazy.
Entertainment center, and the smaller items they sold in the yard center.
So, wait, your neighbor called you to give you a heads up, but was that after they'd already been there for 10 days?
Well, what happened is I found out a neighbor called and said, hey, I didn't know you had somebody staying in your house. And I said, oh, nobody's staying in my house. I'll be back soon. And she said, no, there's a guy who says he's leasing your house. So I called the police and I was like, there's somebody in my home. They shouldn't be there. And they said, well, how long have they been there? And I said, I don't know. I've been gone about 14 days. I don't know when he came in. And they said, well, if it's been more than 10 days, you're going to have to evict him.
That's
and
crazy.
I said, but he could have come yesterday. They said, well, if you don't know, it's best to go through the courts. It's a civil matter and we can't get involved.
Yeah, that's what's making people so crazy. And that's what Florida Governor Ron DeSantis just introduced legislation to try and fix. People don't understand. This is happening across the country. It's not just happening to you, and it's not just happening in Texas.
I was shocked to find out that Dallas is #2 in the nation for hotspots. And I'm trying to get a hold of my state senator, Bob Hall, to get a law passed. I did not realize this was such a crisis in our area, but it's really bad.
Yeah. People are surprised to find out. Here's the thing. You have the deed, you own the house.
Yeah.
You can prove all that, and you did repeatedly prove all that. And yet, over and over, you are told the squatters get to stay. You have to go to court, hire a lawyer at your own expense on your own dime.
That's crazy.
To try and sue to get them taken out.
Well, here's the best part. When he was actually evicted, he wasn't there. So the sheriff went in and cleared the house. He came back, and I had to call the police and told me I had to leave. And when the police officers came, he said, "Oh, that's not the homeowner. She doesn't live here." I had to produce ID, and they called and validated I owned the home.
That's crazy.
So that he couldn't come back in. But he could just stay there and they wouldn't do it. I was like, I have to prove I live here? It was, this is the craziest thing I've ever been through. It's insanity, and every day it's just something else.
Yeah, I think the cherry on the cake here, Terry, is when a judge said right before Christmas, I'm not going to evict the squatter. I don't want him to be homeless for the holiday. And yet you were homeless for the holiday, and you're the person who actually owns the home. Terri Boyette.
Wanted to send his appeal.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's insane, bro. I don't, how do we get here? How did it get so bad to where you can go out of town and go take care of your mother, and then they turn your home into a trap house, and you can't do no recourse about it? So people can literally walk in somebody else's home in a red state of Texas. In Texas, I know Dallas is blue, it's pretty liberal. And this is what y'all get. This is what y'all get for voting the way that y'all vote out here in these streets. But it's not only over there. Check this one out. This is even worse.
Hard to believe that this trash-strewn home is in exclusive Beverly Hills. The pool looks like toxic soup. The mansion has been seized by alleged squatters, and it's perhaps the most expensive property in the squatting epidemic afflicting America.
If you notice, you can hear the drone above. That's a drone. In order for them to even see what's going on in the property, you can hear the drone. Check it out. Listen to it.
And its pool looks like toxic soup. The mansion has been seized by alleged squatters, and it's perhaps the most expensive property in the squatting epidemic afflicting America. Fran Solomon owns the house next door.
The parties continued night after night after night, and they weren't the kind of parties that ended at 12. They were the kind of parties that started at 1 a.m. in the morning, went through the morning hours till 7, 8 o'clock in the morning.
The mansion is just across the street from where LeBron James's dream home is under construction, and the basketball great is reportedly concerned over the damage to the neighborhood. The alleged squatter says he has every right to be here, and he showed me a lease, which he says proves it. But the agent selling this multi-million-dollar estate says that lease is a fake.
People have been arrested up there for drug abuse and for nuisance, for loud noise. The police have been up there at least 150 times.
I got exclusive access to the mansion.
So you hanging out in a mansion that's across the street from where LeBron James is building his dream home? And LeBron James is worried about the neighborhood. Man, why is anybody building anything in California? So if you find a home where somebody is selling over in California and it's not occupied, you can make a fake lease and then say that you live there, and then they got to go through this long, drawn-out process in order to get you out.
Unclear how many alleged squatters are living here, but one of them is a 34-year-old actor from Italy, Morgan Gargiulo. The place is a mess, and Gargiulo admits he and his friends turned the house into Party Central. One all-night bash drew 645 revelers and didn't end until 9 a.m.
Was this turned into a nightclub, essentially?
Better than that. It's a mansion. You know, I mean, it was classier than that, I would say. I had like.
But this was basically a party house, no?
At some point, yeah.
Here's what the house looked like inside when it was listed at $4.5 million.
That's crazy. And listen, they not even scared. They not even from here. He not even American citizen. He was like, we turned it into it was better than a nightclub. It was we got it popping up in here. And he went, took a shower, took the news guy through it, showed what was happening, and don't care nothing about that. Man, we ain't checking for what you talking about. We had a ball up in this joint the other day. Look at this junk. Look at him.
This was basically a party house, no?
At some point, yeah.
Here's what the house looked like inside when it was listed at $4.5 million, lavishly furnished and picture perfect. Now sheets are hanging up instead of fancy curtains. Gargiulo promises there won't be any more parties, but anyone with a vacant Beverly Hills mansion might want to watch out.
Are you planning on staying? Are you planning on moving?
I'm planning on staying for a while, but I will be moving to a much better place.
Me plan on staying for a while, but we're on the hunt. I have my friends hunting for a much better place. A much better place. Oh, man. Man. This country is falling apart, bro. No laws, no justice, no police, no rules. Everybody do what they want to do when they want to do it, and they just having a ball doing it.